Morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and get started. It's 11 o'clock, right on the dot, according to my computer. So we'll go ahead and get started as people still log in. As you can see, my dog is here behind me. We'll hope he's behaved this week, unlike last week. So how's it going? I know I saw some people, and we had a big event Tuesday night. I'm still not recovered from that, but it was good to see some people in person and visit a little bit. So as we'll do for this week, as we've done for the past few weeks. If you have a question, I think something last week people said that there was the chat was disabled. I don't know what that's about, but if you have a question, you can drop it in the Q&A section, and I will get to it. I'll monitor that as the webinar is going on and kind of answer those questions as they come up. There are a few updates to the site and to matches that I want to talk about, and then we will delve into some of the toolkits that we have provided and walk through those. So that's sort of the roadmap for how today's webinar will go. And I also have, sometimes I get email questions, and I will, if I think those are for the good of the order, I will answer those too. So if you have questions in advance next week and you think about things as you're reviewing things or whatever, you can always ask me and I can answer in real time, but it might be something that other people want to know, and I'll also address it this week. So that's just how we'll address some of the questions. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. All right. If you can't, if you're not able to see, you can just, I guess, let me know in the Q&A since the chat is disabled. So we have, I have an updated version of the matches and prizes. I had mentioned that in my email that went out Tuesday. And so, or Monday, I can't remember what day that was. So I will send this final, I say final, it can always change. I will send this version out with the YouTube recording from today's webinar. So there is one change, just a few things I want to highlight in this sheet. The first day is going the same, except we will have a match pool. We are moving the Bryant Fund match to Tuesday night, Giving Tuesday night, to sort of honor our 13th anniversary. So we are taking that match pool, and that will launch at 9 p.m. on Tuesday night. And that's going to be a $13,000 dollar for dollar match on gifts up to $100. And that's in sort of in honor of our, let me make sure this is, nope, this is not even the right, hang on one moment. Let me open up the right one. I spent a good amount of time yesterday updating the sheet. So just one moment. Things are almost constantly changing, right? Which is great. We always want, here we go. Yeah, this is the corrected one. I was thinking that didn't start out right. So, okay, I'm going to backtrack. Early giving. Let's talk about early giving. I sort of teased this out last week. This has been confirmed by our sponsor for early giving. So early giving, this is the first year we've offered this. As I've said before, it used to be Neon One provided scheduled giving. So donors would go in and schedule a gift. They could go in in the weeks before the challenge and then schedule a gift to hit when the challenge launched. That was kind of a disaster, they said, just from the administrative side. A lot of donors would get confused. It was just confusing for them to see a gift hit their bank account 2 weeks later. So that is totally different. And we never did it because we didn't want, just because of the way our gamification is, we didn't want, we liked the giving to be done in real time to qualify for matches and prizes. So Neon One changed the structure of their early giving. And so this is the first year we're trying it, and I'm excited to see how this goes. Who knows? I'm sure it will be very successful, but we'll see how it goes. So early giving will last from November 14th through November 27th. And the site, the BG Give site will look the same. We will still have that countdown tracker to the actual Good Giving Challenge. But underneath that, that homepage, underneath that tracker, it will say early giving is live now, or give early now, something. There will be language there, and then a donate button that will take donors to that main page with all of the nonprofits there. Also on your nonprofit profile on BG Gives, it will have a donate button there as well. So that will be the change. The homepage will look almost nearly the same, but it will be slightly different. It'll have that link to the donate now button. There was a couple questions that I had that I sent to our project manager at Neon One about some other functionality of early giving. Like I'm 99.9% sure like fundraiser pages will also be live during that time. I also think that you will have like I want to clarify, will you have a donation tracker? You know, you'll have your fundraising tally on your profile page. There's just some like functionality that I don't know how that will look. So I will share those answers when I get them. Our project manager is in Colorado. So I don't really, for morning emails, I don't get answers in real time usually. So I'll update you all on those answers that I get from her. So early giving, that will start on Tuesday, November 14th. And I believe that will be 9 a.m., just kind of like everything else. So I will confirm that and also let you all know. I believe that's how we have set that up. And so this is a $50,000 match pool. And this kind of works like any other match pool that we have. Gifts, we pull a report and we do, you know, it'll work the same. So these matches are 50 cents on the dollar on gifts up to $250. And so that means the maximum match would be $125 per gift. So that $250 gift could be $375. That match pool starts on November 14th and it will last until the challenge begins or until the match pool is exhausted. Kind of how they all work. So then after that early giving period stops and we will transition over to live. I don't know if I have, I will see if I have the preview of how this will look and I can pull that up. I get like sort of preview links on for BG Give so I can kind of see how things will go. If you are not, hopefully you're just seeing now my browser. Okay, so we can see, let's just do a desktop preview. So, okay, so this is how it will look when early giving starts on the homepage. It will still have that countdown and that, you know, there are numbers there. And then this is the difference on the main page. It will say early giving is now open and then that donate button. And then that takes you to the page with all the nonprofits. And then on giving day, we're the only one who really is not just one day. We have 4 days of giving, which is amazing. This is how the page will look then. And why did I want to bring that up now? I don't know. But that's how that will work. So then once the challenge starts at 9 a.m., that will be, again, that $100,000 pro rata match. And that's calculated like whatever the percentage of the total fundraising for that day is raised by your organization. That's the percentage of that match pool that you will get. The Murray Foundation, their family is also, they are from a city in Pennsylvania that does a similar giving event, and that's how they structure their match pool there. So they wanted to sort of emulate that same support here. So that's why that works. And so the nice thing is though, that if you get a gift on the opening day of the Good Giving Challenge, you are guaranteed to get a match. So you will get some percentage of that match pool. The Groovolutions prize pool will still work the same. We do it about once an hour. We go to, there is a tool on the site where we can plug in different parameters like a date, a time period, and it will randomly pull a gift, a donation, and we will then add $1,000 to that organization's fundraising total for that day. And then we will also put those on the prizes leaderboard. And I don't know if these are here because we will see, I will see where that link is. I don't see the prizes leaderboard here, but there is a prizes leaderboard on BG Gives where we will, let me see. Yeah, I'm just not seeing it here. This just switched over yesterday, so they could still be like building it out. I know some people are seeing like funky coding and stuff. But I will get the link to the prizes leaderboard, and it will be obvious once the challenge starts, because there's a page where you can filter all the organizations by total number of gifts. You can filter even by like county or category, and you can filter by total amount raised. There's all these different tools that you can use, and the leaderboards will be prominently featured when the challenge is live. And then post challenge, I believe those are still up for a while. But then there's also a prizes leaderboard in addition to the giving leaderboard that we started using last year to administer these prizes. And it's just a nice way to have all that in one spot. So if you're kind of curious about how that's going during the challenge, you'll be able to check there. We also, the following day, will do a social media post with those prize announcements. So the Groovolution, she loves the number 11, so that's why it's 11 prizes of $1,011, and we pull those from 11 to 11. The Bryant Fund moved to that Giving Tuesday, and that's now a $13,000 match to celebrate our 13th anniversary. Lucky 13. So that will be the same $100 total. Gifts up to $100 will be matched dollar for dollar. So that's how that one's going to work. No change to Wednesday. That's still the McAdam Family Foundation $25,000 match day. That's from 9 a.m. to noon. And then at noon, the Mitchell Family Foundation and BGCF Fast Break Challenge will start. And how that works is the first 30 nonprofits who raise $3,000 or more through at least 2 donations. So you can't just have one donor go in and give 1 gift and get to $3,000. There have to be 2 donations. They receive $1,000 prize. And again, those will be all put on the prizes leaderboard. I get tons of nonprofits the next morning emailing and donors wanting to know who wins those. All of those will be posted on the prizes leaderboard once we get that information. Again, like our finance team, because they are the spreadsheet wizards, they have to pull all these reports. So we can't even start, our hours are 9 to 5. They can't even start on that until the next day. It takes some time just to make sure all these are correct. So it will be Thursday morning when we post those to the prizes leaderboard. No change to Thursday. This is still the endowment challenge. So this is our endowment challenge. If it's all about participation, we encourage gifts of at least $25. So this is a little bit different from just any gift during the challenge. All gifts have to be at least $10 during the challenge, but this is a $25 gift. So every nonprofit that has at least 50 donors, 50 donations of $25 will be entered into a drawing for a $2,500 endowment prize. Then the nonprofit with the highest number of donors contributing $25 or more will win a $10,000 endowment prize, and then second and third are $7,500 and $5,000. So I think there were stipulations in the rules, and I can't remember what the date was. You have to have like a pre-existing endowment prize, endowment fund at BGCF, because there is a minimum to establish an endowment prize. I keep saying prize. I am so stuck on the Good Giving Challenge. An endowment fund, there is a minimum to open that fund. And I do believe that is $10,000, but don't quote me on that. So the thinking was, if your organization wins the $2,500 endowment or the $5,000, even the $7,500, that's not enough to fully fund an endowment fund. to start it. So that's why we have that stipulation there, because there were, I think, several years, an organization who won one of those prizes didn't have an endowment fund to put that prize in, so it doesn't go to your fundraising total. It doesn't go in your check at the end of the Good Giving Challenge. It goes into your endowment fund at BGCF. So that's why there were prizes that were being awarded, but they were not really being like cashed in because the nonprofit didn't have a fund to put the money in. So it kind of like takes that from an organization that already has an existing fund. So if you want more information about endowment funds at BGCF, come see somebody at our come see our advancement team. They can talk to you all about that. Haley Cunningham is very knowledgeable about that. I know she presented on the rules webinar. So I have a question come in. It's just because I'm talking about prizes. I'm going to answer this question now. So the donations, this is about the day one. All gifts that come in on the first day of the challenge all donations that come in will go towards the fundraising total to calculate the percentage of the Murray Foundation pro rata match. So this is not like a dollar for dollar, 50 cents on the dollar match. It all goes into the fundraising total that you get that day, and then that's the percentage of what you get of the pro rata prize. Those donations, they go towards your pro rata total, but they are also eligible to be pooled for a Groovolution prize pool. Those are 11 to 11. And then I guess if you have a gift that comes in between 9 and 11, it could be one, eligible for a Groovolution prize, and it can be eligible for a dollar for dollar match on the Bryant Bedtime Fund. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, these are all separate like reports that our team pools. So if you get like a Groovolution prize, that doesn't disqualify you from a bedtime match pool, and that doesn't mean that your donation doesn't go towards the Murray Foundation pro rata match. Technically, it could qualify for all three if it's done at the right time. So yeah. Then going back to Thursday, the afternoon, we have the Angel Levis Foundation Arts and Community Match pool. So this is open to nonprofits in the arts category and the community categories. That's a 50 cents on the dollar match on gifts up to $250. There was no limit on this match last year. Now there is a limit of $250. Same for traditional bank. This is a human services match pool. And that is a 50 cents on the dollar match for nonprofits in the human services category. Also, these categories, it's the same as like the categories that will be in the print guide. These are self-selected by you all when you register for the challenge. Okay, so going to Friday, this is different. Friday, we have the Marksberry Family Foundation $60,000 Good Morning match. We bumped this a little bit earlier in the day. So this is the only match that starts at 6 a.m. The others are a 9 a.m. match, primarily because our workday starts at 9 a.m. If we had one giving day that was like 24 hours, would be a little bit different, but that's like when our switchboards are open for phone calls, things like that. So in case there are any issues, that's when we have like people on the ground. However, we will, we're going to figure this out on that Friday, and that will be a 6 a.m. match because we had this really exciting match come in that we wanted to also have on that day. So we're just trying to make it all work. This is the same as all the years past. This is a 50 cents on the dollar match on gifts up to $500. So this is a higher threshold there. So the maximum is $250 match per gift. And then starting at noon, so that prize pool goes from 6 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. Gosh, I keep doing that. So I'm going to update that before I send that out. I just updated this yesterday, so I hadn't had a chance to proof it yet. Proofing in real time. So that goes till 11:59 a.m. And then Then the Outlaw State of Kind Hometown Fund is providing a $100,000 encore match. So this is new this year. And but unfortunately, it was confirmed literally like 2 hours after we sent all the final files over to the print guide, over for the print guide to be published. So the print guide is already out of date before it even hit the printer. So that's why we have all of our communication. I mean, that this happens every year. There's always updates to the prizes. I never want to say, no, you can't provide a $100,000 match pool because the print guide has gone to the printer. Like, no, we're gonna take it. We're gonna make it work, right? So, since the print guide was confirmed, finalized, we got the early giving match, we got the Outlaw State of Kind match. So we are definitely going to take in those additional $150,000 in matches and prizes for you guys. So just note that it will not be in the print guide. You might get questions from donors. Encourage them to, be flexible. As soon as I get all of this proofed and finalized, we're going to start communicating with donors like next week on how everything is going to work. So we're putting together like a donor toolkit and all that stuff that we will also share with you as well. So we just have to remain flexible. And how it usually works too is like once sponsors start like hearing about the Good Giving challenges, we're talking about it this fall, right? Then they're like, how can we get involved? So we never want to turn match money away. So we just have to be very flexible. But anyway, so Chris and Morgan Stapleton, he has his a charitable fund at the Community Foundation in Tennessee, but because he's from Kentucky and he loves to invest in Kentucky and charitable causes, we have a fund here for him. They are providing a $100,000 match. And this is the same as the Marksbury Foundation match. So that's like a 50 cents on the dollar on gifts up to $500 all day long. So we have 160,000 in matches available for that day. Plus, as we're getting into the okay, so somebody asked, and I think I'm going to try to answer this. I'm going to interpret this. What if donations are more than the original request? So I don't know. I think what you mean is, so like, for example, this is a match on gifts up to $500, maximum 250 match per gift. So what that means is if a donor gives, whether they give $500 or $1,000, the maximum match that they're going to get on their donation to your organization would be $250. So you can still keep that. I mean, you get the gift, but there is a max on the match that will be provided to it. So if they give $10, that's a 50 cents on the dollar match on gifts on that gift. So that's a $15 gift. Okay. If they give $100, it's $150. If they give 500, it's 200, it's 750. But if they give 1,000, it's still 1,250. They can't get more than $250 of that match pool on that gift. So it's not like it has to be exactly that amount. The only thing, we don't really have any matches that have to be a certain amount. It's just they have to be so their endowment challenge that has to be at least $25. So if there's a donation that comes in that's $10 that day, that's not eligible to enter you into that drawing or that prize running. There's a fundraising total for the fast break challenge, but so we'll give the example for this one too. McAdam Family Foundation, that's dollar for dollar on gifts up to $50. So if a donor gives $10, that could be a $20 gift, right? With the match, that's a $10 match. If it's $50, that could be a $100 gift because it's going to match another $50. But if they give $100, it's still only $150 because the maximum match on that is $50. So hopefully that makes sense. You can ask. If you want, if I interpreted that wrong, just you can ask for a clarifying question in the Q&A, or you might be able to raise your hand and I can call on you. We can see that if that's necessary. So I think that was all for Friday. And then going into the daily prizes. So every day we will have happy hours. Those are 4 to 6. And in the past, we've had just like a straight match pool. Surprisingly, those weren't all getting used up. So then last year we just did random prizes using that prize tool on BG Gives. The feedback on that was like, you all like the match pool better. But we know that those happy hour matches weren't all getting used up, maybe like the first day, but not all through the week. So we're kind of doing a hybrid this year. So we have Mason Investments is providing a match 50 cents on the dollar on the first $2,500 in donation. So they gave us a $10,000 grant to invest in the Good Giving Challenge. So we're splitting that between all 4 days. And then BGCF is going to do a random prize every day for $500 to just to kind of, I love the random prizes. It's kind of fun on our end to do. And I think that, I don't know, it's just a fun way to do it. So we're going to do a hybrid. Happy hours will be a 50 cents on the dollar match, and then also a random prize. So then we also do these social media sweepstakes. There is no donation required to enter this. So we encourage you and your fans to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We haven't figured out how to do this on TikTok yet. We probably won't this year, but every day, usually around noon, we'll post a special post on Facebook or Instagram. I think we did like maybe one on Instagram last year. They're primarily on Facebook. It's just easier to share the post and all that on Facebook. So we'll have a special prompt on each of those days. And then we use a tool that does like picks a random comment on Facebook. We just do ask that the person like us on Facebook, and then there's they have to like comment on the post, and the tool that we use double checks that they follow us on Facebook or Instagram, and that they've commented on the post and they've liked the post and things like that. So that kind of takes the guessing work out of us, because those get a lot of engagement and we love them. We actually, like, it might be a post that's like tell us like why you love the Good Giving Challenge, or like why do you think giving back is important to the community, and then we pull those quotes. Are amazing. We love reading them, and then we pull those for other things throughout the year, like our newsletter and other social media posts and things like that. So we genuinely sit and read all those comments. So we love doing that, and it helps just make the Good Giving Challenge even more viral. So that's sort of the reasoning behind that. And then we will add $250, whichever organization wins for that day. Usually the post makes it clear, and then we always notify the commenter on social media, and then we'll post those to the to your fundraising total on BG Gives, and then also to the prize leaderboard. So that's a nice thing about the prize leaderboard too. You can have like one digest of like all of those like random prizes that have been awarded throughout the challenge. So this one is new. Very excited about this. So Independence Bank is doing, I don't think we've talked about this in a webinar before. We were sort of like finalizing the details of it. Independence Bank is doing a $1,776 human services prize. So again, a lot of these organizations sort of like look at their charitable giving mission statement, and then they find a category or something that aligns with that. So this will work. I've worked closely with their leadership to get this just the way they want this. So I love, if you ever know of a donor, if you have a donor who's providing a match to you and you want to know how it works, and that's sort of how it started. They're doing a match for a specific nonprofit, but as they learn more about the Good Giving Challenge, they wanted to open it up to other organizations as well. So I love having conversations about how to get creative about this. So if you have questions, just shoot them my way. But we are going to do a drawing. So they also want to encourage participation and in the Good Giving Challenge. So we're going to pull a report for all donations made between the launch of the challenge on Tuesday, November 28th at 9 a.m. through Thursday, November 30th at 11:59 p.m. So basically like those first 3 full days of the Good Giving Challenge. And then the 5 nonprofits with the highest number of unique donors in that human services category We will announce those and do a drawing. It's not really a drawing. We're going to do an announcement of the winner. I'm very excited about it on Facebook and Instagram Live on Friday, December 1st at noon. Details are being worked out, and it's the same thing. I also want to mention, I should go back. If there's any questions about this, let me know, but we're going to do Facebook and Instagram Live and announce this prize winner on Friday at noon. And then also the winners of, I think I started answering questions before I got to this. The winners for the endowment prize, how we did this last year, we always used to do like a Facebook Live at our office. But last year we had the wrap party, and I will send the formal invites to you all here pretty soon. But we'll have a wrap party on that last day of the Good Giving Challenge, like 3 to 6 at West 6th Brewing. And last year we did a live private prize announcement there for the endowment prize winners. So we're also holding back some of the other Bryant Fund money and things like that to do other prizes at the wrap party. So it's a good incentive to come. We have, we'll have snacks and refreshments and prizes. So it is a good incentive to come and celebrate a week of hard work. All right, so, and then the county-based challenges, these are the same. What we have done is I've added, there were some other matches that just the details weren't quite on my radar, but Woodford County, Franklin County, and Harrison County are providing matches to nonprofits in those communities from our community funds at BGCF. And that basically, if they raise $500, they get a $500 match. And that's sort of like a match on their registration fee. So I'm going to move on from, if there's other questions about the matches, you can drop those in. But I'm going to move on from this. But you will receive, as soon as I correct that one time change, and then have somebody else on my team look at it just to see if there's anything else that I might have missed. We have so many challenges. This was 2 pages, and then I had to bump it out to 4 pages. So that's very exciting. We have over $750,000 in matches and prizes this year. So I love it. I wish my goal is to get even more. So I've already had donors asking about strategies for next year. They're building it into their budget for their charitable giving for next year. So hopefully it'll be more next year. So what I'm going to do now is, I guess I should talk about the site, how it's changed a little bit. And then I'll go into some of the toolkits. I won't get to all of those today. There's always just so much to cover. So if anybody has been on the giving site, you can see that it looks a little bit different. They did start migrating content over yesterday. And so now the homepage looks a little bit different. You can see this field is a little bit different. There are more tools down here. I just need to get in. I'm still I logged in this morning because when I looked yesterday, it wasn't migrated over yet. So then this morning I got in and I was trying to figure some things out, and it's easier to update, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. So it's not easier just yet. But we'll include some information here about early giving. We'll also put information about like the wrap party and the philanthropy party. We're encouraging, as many people who want to come to those as we can. I won't get into those right now, but so you can see it looks a little bit different. One thing that is also different on the homepage is your toolkits, which I include in every email. But the only way you could get them before is like logging in through the site. But now they're going to be on this site right here. And I just need to create this donor toolkit to link as well. But we're slowly but surely getting there. So it's a little bit different. The previous like fundraiser FAQ page that link is a little bit different. So I just need to update some of the materials there. And then Neon 1 is going to go in here. So the donor login will look a little bit different, and they're going to update these screenshots for us, but they have all the FAQs here. So the FAQs are still up on the site. Just that previous site that was linked in the toolkits isn't good anymore. So one change here is I don't remember what it was before. Maybe it's, I don't remember what that tab said before, but now you go to discover and you find a cause. And the reason it's 205 now instead of 195 is because this also includes fundraiser pages, but you can filter. You know, by fundraisers, by organizations, and by county as well. So we do all that. We still have that. You can choose by category, all that good stuff. So you can see here all the fundraisers that have been created. And remember, all of that, those dollars go towards the organization. But if you filter by organization, there you go. And the matches and prizes was updated as of like, you know, 2 weeks ago. That is not, we need to update this link as well with the new matches information. So that's not 100% up to date yet. I need to figure out how to make those changes. But there are just some differences on the profile pages that I want to point out quickly. And somebody emailed me today, said they saw like some funky coding on their page. It might have been like as you're logged in as a nonprofit, what you can see, but on the main page, they look fine. So it could just be things are getting cleaned up as the migration is happening. So one thing that is clear, if you are encouraging people to start making fundraising pages, here, this is where you would go and say, create a fundraiser. That's a very easy place to do it. And then it prompts you to log in to create a donor account. One difference is here, oh, they don't have it. Let me go to an organization that has it. If you have the donation levels populated, yeah. So you can see here, before this was only visible during the actual giving event, but now these are here all the time. And these are nice too, because then when somebody clicks on donate, it will like pre-populate those amounts, and it would just be like a button they can click. Do I have, okay. Nope. Site preview. So we can see, so this is a gives day. Let's see if we can see how this looks. No, they're not all migrated over yet. It's just because we're in this like transition. Hopefully soon. So somebody clicks on donate. I just don't think, yeah. I was going to show you that there's a donate button. There'll be a donate button. Where's my tab? Over here. It'll say, you know, create a fundraiser or donate when the giving event is live. But anyway, there's also a new section. I know that Hope Spay filled it out because that was who emailed me this morning. And they were seeing some weird coding here, but it's not on the public profile. So I like this section. What will we do with the money? That's a new section. And so if you go in and you log in, I'm sure it's there and you can fill that in. I think that's nice. And then they show how their donation helps. But those are just if you get in and you see like funky stuff, you can let me know. Unfortunately, I'm limited on what we can do to the site. But if you let me know, and then we can loop Neon 1 in if there's any issues as we migrate over. Just let me know. All right, so let's go through one of these toolkits. We'll start with the nonprofit marketing toolkit. And if you have questions, just drop them in the Q&A. We'll probably go like 15 more minutes or so. And then next week, I'll go through the rest. What do we want to start with? Board members. Okay, so one thing you'll want to do let's do the nonprofit marketing. So one thing you'll want to do as you get this updated match sheet, I'll try to send that out today, is, you really do need to think about like your donor levels and how you want to target different things. I know some people are coming up to me and they're saying they're on boards and they were in board meetings and they're talking about their strategy. I love to hear it. That's very exciting. I love to hear when nonprofits are getting their board engaged early, because that is really such a good way. The organizations that are successful with their fundraising during the challenge, it's because they get their board engaged. So these are all included in the emails that I send out. They will be linked to the homepage on BG Gives. They're also still in that resource center. I'm not going to read these verbatim, but I do just want to make sure that you look at these. We created these 4 years ago. I created them when I came on board, and every year I read them and I was like, wow, there's actually like good tips in there. I collaborated with a girl who ran the campaign for the Central Carolina Community Foundation. Now she actually works for Neon One doing, helping organizations with their strategies and stuff. So I got a lot of the ideas from her, but they really do have good information in there if you just take the time to read through, make some notes. I think sometimes we get this question. So like, why should donors give during the Good Giving Challenge instead of just giving to the organization whenever? And I know organizations have like capital campaigns or year-end giving campaigns. We have nonprofits of all sizes who participate in the Good Giving Challenge. So the nice thing for some is that they may not have the capacity to do their own fundraising campaign. So this can be their year-end giving campaign. And for some, it's just like a cherry on top for everything they have going on. So it can kind of be anything to everyone. It's just whatever your organization needs. But I think the great way, and I had somebody tell me this actually Tuesday night, and she may be on the webinar, for the cost of even just for the registration fee to be included in the print guide, to be included on the website, like it's absolutely just worth the cost of entry, and you can make that back in donations very easily if you just put a little bit of effort into it. So I think the viral nature of it, and just like the fact that it is community-wide, it's a celebration of supporting our nonprofit community. I think that's huge. The fact that we accept gifts of all sizes. I've said this many times. The minimum gift is $10. We have had gifts of $100,000. That was once, but it still like shocks me that came through on the site during the Good Giving Challenge. So anyone can be a philanthropist during the challenge, and a $10 gift could be, randomly drawn to receive a $1,000 gift. So a $1,000 prize. So anyone can be a philanthropist. The minimum donation is just $10 during the challenge. It's an efficient way for people to give too. I mean, they can give to multiple organizations at once. Many donors do that. And it's easy for you. We take care of the tax receipt. All you have to do is thank your donors on the back end. It is work for you in advance. So it's just being part of that community-wide fundraiser. You can read these in more detail, but these are good sort of arguments for giving during the Good Giving Challenge. Of course, we love it. It's one of the best things that I get to do at BGCF. So be sure to follow us on social media and think ahead. I know last week we talked about Canva and Buffer and other tools to help plan your social media strategy. I think the time to start posting is November. Anything earlier than that, like, might be too early. You can say like it's coming, but you really want to start thinking about it in November. You don't want to start too early. And then with early giving, that also gives you an excuse to start posting, right? Like early giving starts November 14th. Can't give of course people can give during early giving, even if they give again during the Good Giving Challenge. But a lot of times people will say they're going to travel internationally, they'll be unavailable, they're going to be on vacation, they don't want to worry about it, or like they're at a conference or something, and who knows, there's all these reasons why people can't give during the challenge, but now they can. So that's just another content point for you to share about in advance. So just take, I would encourage you in the next like couple weeks, really sit down and think about your social media strategy. Some things come up in the moment and live, you know, if you win a prize, or I've seen people do really effective social media strategy during the challenge. It can be something very choreographed. I've seen there's a mentoring group that did a really cool video that involved some of the students that they mentor, and it was very well choreographed. You know, there was like editing on the back end and all this stuff. But I've also seen nonprofit directors just sit, you know, with their phone and do like sort of just an intimate like Instagram live conversation that I thought was really impactful as well. You know, they were just like reflecting on all the gifts that had come in through that week. And I mean, I think we've seen things sort of run the gamut in terms of strategy and effort. I'm not saying that that doesn't take effort, but it doesn't have to be complicated. You can do whatever fits your organization, but just take a moment to think about what you're going to do. And we have prompts in here. I'm going to skip down. We have tips for the different social media outlets. You know, Facebook's a little bit different than Instagram. You can use more copy. You can use actually like hyperlinks in a post. It's easier to share, I think, Facebook posts than Instagram posts. And I think it's annoying that you can't share Facebook, Instagram stories unless you're tech. Like there are some things that Instagram, it's hard to do viral things on Instagram really. But in terms of like, if you're trying to get, because you can't like link to your BG Gives profile in your Instagram account. Like that's really annoying. I mean, in an Instagram post. Things like that need to be fixed, but you can do different things different ways, right? You can use the same images or videos, but have the caption a little bit differently, worded differently, or have different links or whatever. And then, you know, we included TikTok in this year. It used to be Twitter tips or X or whatever. I can't even, don't get me started. I don't use Twitter anymore. It's not, I know it wasn't good for my mental health because I think you can just be so inundated with like negative stories and things. I'm much more of a TikTok fan now, and I think it's a fun way. One of my favorite, and it's not, TikTok can be for nonprofits too. Some of my favorite TikTok accounts are like the is it the Milwaukee Public Library? There are nonprofits, so I would take some time, explore the app, kind of see what things are going viral. You can create, it's easier to create those videos on TikTok. We download them and like upload them to Facebook and Instagram too. So you can repurpose content for multiple sites, which is the nice thing. Let me see if there's anything else about social media. We have also some prompts of like sample social media posts. And I've said this before, if you get on Facebook and Instagram, look at these hashtags, GoodGiving Challenge and BG Gives, you can see examples of what groups have done in years past. And then here are some examples of things you can use. We talked about Canva last week, Adobe's kind of complicated. Whenever I do anything in Adobe, I mean, I was in college in 2004. I took classes in Adobe, so I understand it, but a lot has changed. Every time I do anything, I have to Google how to, you know, how to do whatever in Photoshop, how to do whatever in Adobe Illustrator. So it's possible to do. It is hard. But then here are some other, the thing that I think is great about Canva is there's so many elements within Canva. Not only can you upload your own photos and fonts and graphics, they have so many, some are free, some are that premium content, but it's a great source for like stock illustrations for different graphic design tools. So I love Canva. I'm not being paid to say that. we talked about Buffer and Hootsuite. One thing I want to talk about quickly too is media outreach. I encourage you, so we invite the media, once there's things that BGCF will do before the week and the week of the Good Giving Challenge. So we have, I have a PR guy, Dan Kett. I know he works with a lot of other nonprofits in our community. He works really hard to get us booked on all the TV stations, all the variety of morning news programs, afternoon, whatever. He also invites media, and they come to the philanthropy party, pep rally, kickoff. They come to the wrap party. They cover the challenge. You know, we'll start sending them press releases, you know, like a save the date, probably right after election day. I mean, it's always so weird this time of year. We wait until after election day, which I would say the same. You know, that's why we kind of just hold off on our strategy until then. That dominates the news cycle. But he will book us on media programs, and we talk about the challenge generally. We ask that nonprofits do not sort of compete with that. I mean, there's 195 of you, so they can't have all 195 on the news in advance, right? But we encourage you to come to the philanthropy party, the wrap party, because they do seek out nonprofits to interview at those events. So that is a way you can do that. I include that here. And as I said, I will send a save the date. The philanthropy party will be at 11 a.m. on the first day of the Good Giving Challenge, and then the Friday will be the wrap party at 3. Going through, just be sure to look at these tips. And you can easily find, there's so many different great content, people who do digital social media marketing on TikTok and social media that I follow that have good tips. So if you have questions, I am by no means an expert. I am mildly proficient, but you can get great tips there. Also, in this nonprofit marketing toolkit, we have like sample direct mail, email templates. This could be, you know, a letter you send to previous year's donors. It can be signed by a board member. We encourage you to have like a multifaceted campaign, right? Like do print, whatever works best for you. But I don't think it hurts to do print appeals, email, social media. If you have, I know some nonprofits utilize like the mass texting things, or if you have board members and staff who can take on like one-on-one appeals. I think for big donors, that's especially nice. Here's sample thank you language. Like I said, they get the tax receipt from us. You just have to send a thank you. And I would go ahead and start planning how you're going to thank your donors after the challenge is over. Some groups, I love when I get a quick email during the challenge that just says thank you for your gift, and then they'll send like a more formal letter afterwards. I think that's nice if you have time, and you'll get all that live donor info in your profile. So here are just some instructions for the fundraiser pages. What I just need to make sure that these are up to date, but the process is pretty standard. There are some ideas for using fundraiser pages. I think, you know, if you have you know, if you're going to get like families involved, using them in lieu of like, if somebody has like a December birthday, or I guess a November birthday, since it starts in November, do it instead of like Christmas or Hanukkah gifts. Year-end gifts, I think, is nice. And, you know, it provides a good matching opportunity. If you have board members who want to do a match, or if somebody says, like if I was supporting an organization, I could promote it on my social media pages or in emails and say, I will match my friends and family who donate through my fundraiser page. You know, it could be like a $500 goal, and I'll match that goal. So, you know, we do just suggest that like those goals are like feasible. For donors, we just suggest that, and for you. I know that there are some nonprofits who use them to like to help fundraise for like certain projects. I think that's effective. It shows it's a very visual illustration of how you'll use the funds. So that's like most of, you can have multiple fundraiser pages. I think as a nonprofit user, I think you can create fundraiser pages too. That I'm not sure. I have so many different, I have a donor account. I have a nonprofit account. I have my big admin account. So, but I believe we have nonprofits who go in and make fundraisers. I could figure that out now. Maybe I'll do that offline. But there's also another thing, just quickly, another short toolkit we could get through is the profile checklist. Here it is. Make sure you have this, go through this one. This is a short one that you can just easily tick off in a day, in an afternoon, probably. Go through here, and I probably need to add that how will we use the money section again, that was updated just yesterday, but go through here and just say, like, are we doing all these things? And I know you can update your profile up until November 27th. But you know, I would just go ahead and get this knocked out and make sure you have a really nice page for your organization. I don't know. Some of these are new. I'll find good examples next week. But this is a really quick one that you could just knock out easily in an afternoon. Updating, adding photos, just double checking all of the information is correct. Check those hyperlinks. Sometimes I see dead hyperlinks on some of these pages. You could easily just go in and correct those, check for typos, and then start promoting those fundraiser pages. So I'm going to wrap up, I think, for today. Next week, we'll cover the strategy builder and the board member toolkit. You can go ahead and download these all in those emails and from the homepage. And if you have any questions about anything advanced, feel free to shoot me an email, and I will cover what I can, or reach out to Neon One for more info. Yeah, I appreciate all you all do. I know it's a lot of work, but it's coming up and it'll be so much fun. And if it's your first year, it is kind of funny understanding how it all works, and then once it starts happening, I promise it will start making sense. I felt the same. I started at BGCF in like September, and I had to run my first GoodGiving challenge that, you know, like 2 months later, and we got through it, but afterwards is when it was like, oh, okay, yeah, now I get it. And so this is like my 4th or 5th, and it's so much fun. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, and I will answer those however I can. I guess I can stop sharing my screen now. But anyway, I will talk to you all next Thursday, and we will cover the rest of these toolkits and anything else that pops up. So anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.